Brad with me. Brad is an entrepreneur, and he's built some amazing businesses. And I know a lot of you guys that are following me, you're following for financial reasons, but as you get better with your finances, hopefully you're now being encouraged to step out and start controlling your income. And I think we're in a market, in an economy today where we've got massive opportunity, and it's not built for everybody. I don't think everybody should be an entrepreneur, but for those that have that itch, now's the best time to scratch. I think there's a lot of opportunities, and today you get to learn from one of the best, Brad Lee. Brad built a company, multiple companies, but one in particular is Lightspeed VT. And I just learned it's the OG version of school. So we use school for various reasons, but I just learned how Lightspeed VT is next level. So we're going to be using Lightspeed VT at Replace University. So my question for you is, most course creators, they build marketing companies. And quite frankly, I'm no different. But you built infrastructure first. Why is that?
I think it was more accidental than intentional. Yeah. Again, I get credit a lot for being very smart. Yeah. When in reality, I'm very lucky. Mm-hmm. I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened that way.
Yeah. I know the feeling, because when people now look at Replace University and they're like, okay, you got the banking side, you got the insurance side, you got the real estate side, and how they all kind of intertwine. They're like, man, that's super smart. And I'm like, we stumbled on it. We just started with one thing. And they're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And then you're looking 12 years down the road and you think that it's super smart, when really the average Joe could have done it if they had the intestinal fortitude.
Or if they were paying attention. And I do pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I would say I am smart, mm-hmm. but I'm not that smart where mm-hmm. I envisioned this whole intertwined thing.
Yeah.
Originally, all I wanted to do was start a training company to help people make more money. Mm-hmm. And I had this knack of pulling people out of, Burger King drive-through windows and giving them a job and teaching them how to close. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they go from minimum wage to a lot of money.
Nice.
Made a big impact in their families' mm-hmm. lives. I was starting to grow up a little bit and accidentally decided, man, I want to help people make more money. It just changes their life. So I went out on the road to do it. And it didn't work. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, man, this isn't right. Mm-hmm. So I checked it. That's where I came up with those 4 things: good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. That's mm-hmm. training. I was exposing people to good information and then moving on, and it wasn't working like it used to, because I had inadvertently delivered good content with repetition, practice, and accountability when I ran the place. Mm-hmm. So I didn't connect the two. So when I went out and did just that, I said, man, I got to figure out how to do this. So then I invented the platform. Well, that was for me. Mm-hmm. And then I started running into people that liked other experts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I needed to close deals. I like closing. So I'm like, well, let me ask you a question. What if I had them on this platform? They said, oh, if this was their platform, we'd get it right now.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, hold on a minute. Then I went and started closing the people that taught them to close. So I said, I'm the guy that closes the guy that teaches you to close. Yeah. So I started closing the experts on using my software, because I knew that they were in the same situation I was. They were mm-hmm. running around without a lot of effect, even though their content was good.
Yeah.
So again, I didn't intend to start a software company. I mm-hmm. intended to start a training company. And then it led me to, well, you need a software. And then I built the software, and I didn't intend to sell it to other people. I intended mm-hmm. to use it to crush them. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that I would rather collaborate than compete, especially with them. They had bigger names, bigger budgets. So I'm like, well, let me just let them use my software, and I'll just take a little piece for my niece, a little fraction of the action.
Yeah.
And so that's what evolved into that. And then it just kept, oh, well. And so now people see the whole ecosystem and they're like, man, how'd you do it? And it's mm-hmm. almost like, I almost wish I would have thought of it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then I would be like,
I would have been smart.
I am a very smart individual.
Yeah,
you don't seem to understand how smart I am.
Yeah.
But in reality, you just pay attention.
And I said that not everybody should be an entrepreneur because not everybody's built for the risk. But I've got, just off the top of my head, family members. And, it's easy to say that in my immediate family, or I've got, my wife has 7 siblings. I've only got 1, but we all got a bunch of kids and whatnot. And I tend to be the only entrepreneur. And I've got this one brother-in-law who's sitting on a pile of cash. and it's all relative, but he sold some real estate. He owned some land and sold that. And then he's been saying for years, I'm going to buy a business. And it was actually my cousin was like, why buy a business when you can start one from scratch? So he's been vetting all these different businesses to buy and, trying to pencil them out. Like, this guy wants 250 grand. Another one over here wants 400 grand. And my cousin's like, well, why don't you just build one? Because, one was like a body shop or something that he wanted to buy. It's like, all you're really buying is the equipment. You're not guaranteed to get the clients. You're not guaranteed to retain the employees. So why not just buy the equipment and start yourself? No?
Hell no.
No? Buy a business?
Rather than build one?
Yeah.
100%.
Don't you feel like the knowledge, like for me, I enjoy more of who I had to become versus what I actually have?
Well, I always tell people, matter of fact, I think your boy Stuman was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I said, would you rather get handed $100 million or earn $20 million?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think most people say?
Be handed $100 million, earn $20 million.
Yeah, they want to earn it.
Yeah,
they feel like it's not worth it if someone just hands it to them. They don't want anything given to them. They want to earn that.
Mm-hmm.
After my argument, they all changed their mind because, again, you can learn by losing 20 million.
Yeah.
So if you give me 100 and I lost 20,
True.
I learned the same thing. So now I've got 80. So at the end of the day, it's the very similar thing. Listen, if you buy the right business, of course you can buy a nonsense business.
Yeah.
But if you buy the right businesses, you don't have to build it. It's already built. You just can't screw it up.
Yeah.
So now that I've built several businesses, it is much easier to buy them.
Yeah.
And it's much smarter to buy them. The build is the bitch.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but I also enjoy sales, and some people don't like that.
Right.
I enjoy challenge.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's a game. It's a puzzle. I got to figure it out, and I like it. When you buy a business, you're buying cash flow.
Yeah.
So, like, why do I want to start something and hope to make cash flow when I can buy something that already has it?
Yeah.
And I can get, SBA loans and all these different people's money to do it. And basically it's easy. I just can't screw it up.